Hello, I'm Jeff Edwards, and I'd like to welcome you to Océ's International Training Center in Venlo. Today I'm very happy to introduce you to the newest member of the Océ Arizona printer family, the Océ Arizona 550 GT. This newest member of the family brings unparalleled productivity to the Arizona range. The Arizona 550 GT prints in production mode at more than 40 square meters per hour, compared to earlier models such as the Arizona 350 GT at 22 square meters per hour. This means this new product will be useful for higher capacity print providers, such as graphical screen printers and digital print per pay providers. Like all Océ Arizona printers, the Arizona 550 GT uses Océ Variodot imaging technology to achieve the highest image quality in the industry. Océ Variodot imaging technology offers several droplet sizes of ink from the same piezoelectric printheads to provide exactly the right kind of droplet for each feature of the image. So very small droplets can be used if we want to produce fine details such as 6-point text or fine lines. Medium-sized droplets can be used for areas of color transition or skin tone. And larger droplets can be used when high saturation is required, such as solid color areas of the image. All of these droplets can be combined in a single image. In fact, every pixel location of every image can be tailored exactly right using Océ Variodot imaging technology. Let's take a look under the cover to see exactly how the Océ Arizona 550 GT has such great image quality. So let's take a look at some of the more interesting details of the Arizona imaging system. In this part of the carriage, you can see the ink warming system. This green fluid is actually circulated through this tubing through all of the printheads. This allows us to heat the ink system to 47 degrees Celsius, ensuring that we can print with quality and consistency regardless of the ambient temperature in the room. In this part of the carriage, we can see the ink degassing system. This allows us to remove microscopic gas bubbles from the ink immediately prior to printing, ensuring that we have excellent nozzle reliability during the print. In this part of the carriage, we can see the printhead assemblies. The Arizona 550 GT uses 10 doubled printheads, each with 636 nozzles. You'll notice in this printhead layout, the heads are in a staggered design, unlike earlier Arizona models. The Océ Arizona 550 GT uses a mercury vapor-based UV curing system, as have other Arizona models. As you can see, the UV systems are much larger in the Arizona 550 GT than in earlier models. They're also much more powerful. Let's remove one and have a closer look. As you can see, the Océ Arizona 550 GT uses a much larger mercury vapor curing clamp. It also has this very clever integrated reflector assembly in which the reflectors can be in the closed or open position. When open, they reflect UV light on the media, curing the ink during the printing process. When closed, they prevent UV light from being emitted onto the media, protecting both the machine and the user. When installed in the Arizona, a piece of infrared reflective glass is in this position. This reflects heat back inside the lamp housing, so it can be removed by fans from the front and the top of the housing. This reduces heat on the media surface by 40 to 50% over previous systems. One of the most compelling features of the Océ Arizona 550 GT is its versatility for applications of every sort. Here you can see the roll media option in the front of the printer. This is used to print on roll-based flexible media up to 220 centimeters in width. Here you can see the flatbed main printing area of the table. This can be used to print on rigid materials up to 125 by 250 centimeters in size and up to 50.8 millimeters thick. Here we have a piece of rigid foam PVC on the table, but of course you can also print any reasonably flat object. In this mode, the Arizona 550 GT is imaging at a little more than 40 square meters per hour. To make that a little more understandable, we can image more than 100 boards at this size in a single 8-hour shift. The Océ Arizona 550 GT is not just limited to printing on foams and plastics. In this case, we're printing on an aluminum board using 2 layers of ink. You can see that the printer is printing a layer of white ink as a base, and then on top of the white ink is printing the color. This is functionality unique to Océ's Arizona printers. Here we see the printer printing in 3-layer white mode, in which case we are printing a layer of color, a layer of white in the middle, and then another layer of color on top. This application is commonly known as day-night imaging and allows our users to place these images in light boxes, but to keep the backlights off during daylight hours. These allow our customers to sell prints on an ecological or environmental friendly basis to their customers. A fantastic application. And like other Arizona printers, the Océ Arizona 550 GT has the lowest total cost of application in the business. Let's take a look at the counters here to see how little ink we've used. As you can see, this printer has printed 588.7 square meters, but has consumed less than 4 liters of ink. In fact, it's averaging 6.7 milliliters per square meter. We publish a specification of an average consumption of 8 milliliters per square meter. That's the lowest in the business. And that's a short introduction to Océ's new Arizona 550 GT printer, the most versatile, highly productive printer for the display graphics market, allowing you the most versatility for applications. You can print on flexible media, on rigid media, on objects at the highest quality possible. It is, as we say here at Océ, simply the best.